A question was asked, John, will this be recorded? And yes, actually it's already being recorded, and you will be able to download it later, and I will send it to you. So let me give you some contact detail for those of you that do not have my contact. My name is Cinnamon Trimmer, C-I-N-N-A-M-O-N. Last name's Trimmer, like a tree trimmer, T-R-I-M-M-E-R. And my direct numbers are 720-851-6941. I'm located just outside Denver, Colorado, so I'm in the Mountain Time Zone, but feel free to call me anytime. My cell phone number for urgencies is 720-431-6937. So feel free to contact me if you ever have any questions, etc. So my email address, for the sake of argument here, is ctrimmer@reiwise.com. So it looks like there's just a couple more folks joining us, but I will we'll get started here anyway. So today's session is going to be regarding utilizing your tools, utilizing tools that you have, your phones, your iPads, your smart tablets, what have you. And that is really pretty much the new way of utilizing your tour packages and processing. So many times now people are trying to cut costs, costs for gas, time, because it takes so much time to take a tour, and sometimes tours can be, 3 hours in one location that they really, really like, and then 10 minutes in another. So it can be quite cumbersome when you are out there and, we're like, we've got appointments, we've got to keep on schedule, what have you. So utilizing the tools that you have, such as iPads, our Market Edge, if you have the full Power Broker, as well as ePublication, you have all of those tools available to you to utilize for touring, and you can pre-tour businesses and prospective properties prior to actually getting in the car and spending time with your client one-on-one. So a couple things before we get started. The first here I want to just bring up to everyone's attention is we have a deal of the month, and this is going to be changing. We're a little behind because we had some holidays in there. So Neil happened to be our broker of the month, so deal of the month, and he is with Toronto RE/MAX in California, and he did a sale leaseback, and we put some information in about it, and he's also a CCIM member, and we highlighted his property. So this is a great way for you to utilize free advertising and getting the word out that this is the type of product that you might work on if this is what you solely specialize on. So other brokers within our network always look to our websites for the deal of the month and networking. The rest of us utilize LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, what have you. So there's lots and lots of ways to utilize connections. So this is one of them. So if you have a deal that you think we should highlight for you, please bring it to our attention. And I don't mind if it's a year old, if it's a sale leaseback, if it's an office deal, a residential deal, whatever it is that you, really want to highlight, please let us know and we'll be happy to do so. So a little bit about, let me jump over here into our lease analysis, but another quick thing that we have is websites. We now design websites for brokers. We have several of them that have launched, and they're very, very successful. Brokers love this aspect because it's something that they own, because you're all independent contractors. So you have the ability to create your own websites without costing you a fortune, because we all kind of think that websites cost an arm and a leg. No, we just take a few fingers. It only costs $6.99 for us to help you build your website, and then it's $2.99 a year for maintenance. That is really cheap. So you get up to 15 pages of context, and you can actually link all of your investment properties, all of your listings, all transactions that you've put together. It is your business. So we can help you with that, and we just launched it midsummer, and we are having a lot of success with it for our brokers that have signed up and are continuing to move forward with websites. They just absolutely love this because they never thought they were going to be able to have one. So if you're interested, just let me know, and we'll get you some information about how to put it together in the context. And if you already have a website, but you're paying an arm and a leg for maintenance and so forth, we'll be happy to maintain that for you as well. So so don't think that your business has to cost you a fortune. And then any of you that are looking for that one last tax break for 2012, get a website. So it's the easiest form of a tax break because you get the full 100% credit on your taxes. It's not something that you have to, what do they call it, just take little bits and pieces of it. I'm losing my brain function today, but you don't have to amortize the cost down over the cost of it, and then $2.99 a year you get to write off. So, so this is our login for REIY's lease analysis, and I'm going to log in here under my account, and we're going to get started. And a couple of things that are new and some things that are coming, okay? We have, under services, you will find we have listing. So we have started to create a listing service for the lease side, which we've always had on the investment side. So I'm just going to open up a transaction here. And here we go. And so when you go to the services, you'll be able to see the listing, put some information in it, whether it's listed or off market, rental rates, all kinds of information, any leases that are pertinent to it, how many spaces there might be, and some photos. You can upload several different photos. So this is exciting new things coming to the lease side. I told you guys there was going to be changes. So this is all great, fantastic stuff. We also have, under our Market Edge, we have Google Street View and Google Earth Flybys. So the Street View is the interactive site that you've seen in the past. I'm going to just create a new one here just so we can see it. The Google Earth Tour actually wasn't working last week, and it better be working this time or this computer's getting kicked. So just give it a second here, and we'll be able to see it, and you'll see that it's actually a great way of viewing. It's kind of the new way of looking at a windshield tour. So when you're taking a whole new company out that may have never been in this jurisdiction, you can take them out and they can see it from the street, obviously, in a car, and kind of get an idea of where they are. But in all honesty, I mean, I get confused. I get like, well, no, was that last listing behind us, or where was this? So I always put myself in the shoes of my tenants and landlords and make sure that I have this down to a gnat's eyebrow as far as touring, so I always alleviate some of that pain. But this Google Earth Flyby Tour is a fantastic way of showing the clients from the top down. They can stop the tour. So they can stop this live on their machines, their smart tablets, wherever they are, utilizing the view of this. And they would have to have internet connection, by the way, because I know that that's a question. And they can actually stop it, take a look at, okay, this is the location, and if I stop it here, there's my relocation B, there, where's my other option? Okay, where's this competitor of mine? Okay, there's that building. They can truly get a visual in their brain where there might be some surface parking, where there might be an on-ramp or off-ramp, how close they are to amenities for their employees, where a current competitor might be, is there public transportation, all these things that they don't necessarily bring out to you that are of importance, but it's important to have these things, these details covered. So if you use your iPads or your smart tablets, and our programs have run, or I shouldn't say programs because they're not downloaded on your hard drives or anything. They actually run on Kindle Fires. We've ran it using a hotspot with our cell phones at a convention. So it will run on Kindle Fire and other smart tablets, iPads for sure. I personally have the new generation iPad 4, which is smoking fast. So it's a fantastic upgrade if you can give your kids the old one and get yourself a new one. It's a great processor in the new iPad 4. So it works on those, and it can work on some smartphones. So they just have to have certain applications downloaded onto their phones in order to make it work. Personally, we've used, like I said, our cell phones as a hotspot and run 5 different products off of that hotspot. So you don't have to, by the way, constantly have a monthly hotspot fee. You can actually call your carrier and ask them for a one-time fee for 7 days or what have you. They'll prorate it for you, and you can utilize that for out in the field as well. So it's something that there's always options. So don't feel that you're just connected to your office all the time. To get started again, you just get started, push start, and it goes back to the touring. And then this is, again, just the Google Earth touring. So we're going to just fly around town here for a second or two, but it gives you that full picture. So we know that this place has parking across the street, so there's surface parking. And now it's going to fly me all the way over to the other side of town where we've also been looking at some property. And again, you can stop it midway, see what kind of amenities are available, how close to transportation they are, and it's a fantastic feature. So you're looking at the new way of touring. You're looking at new technology, which isn't really new. It's just finally being utilized by commercial brokers. Residential brokers have been using this for ages. So, there's archived Google Earth maps. A lot of industrial brokers utilize that for showing, railway lines and so forth around the country, so that when they're working with a client, they can actually upload those archived maps and so forth into your presentation, and it can be viewed through your smart tablets. So, so this is a fantastic feature. So I highly recommend, if you do not have the upgrade to Power Broker, that you get it. So this will save you a lot of time. We still have other great options available to you with the Market Edge. And just so you understand what we mean by Market Edge, I'm just going to minimize this for just a second. When you create a report, okay, and all of these are reports. Okay, I've done different, representations over time. So each of these is a different analysis or a different report that I've created. Each one of them can have a website. So I'm not saying the $6.99 website. What I'm saying is that Market Edge website. So this feature up here. So what you're seeing in that Google touring, and if I can get back to it, when you're viewing this particular report that I ran, which has 4 properties, it actually has 5, but I took one out, it has its own website. This is its own web link. I created that. So every single one of your reports can have that. So you can simply send your clients this link and they'll get access to this report. All of these charts, new features we've added are these bubbles above each of the colors. And they can switch to the charts over here with these hyperlinks. So if we want to see the annual reports or the monthly square footage reports, it's just a quick click. So we're fast on the fly. We make changes on the fly. You've got everything available to you at your fingertips. If you want to see the street view of a particular property, and I apologize, I changed some pictures in here the other day in a presentation just to show somebody how easy it was to change, but this is an interactive map. Okay, so this is a live way of looking at the location. There's some public transportation. There's looks like an off-ramp or a skywalk down the way here, but you can actually see the full street view of the property. Things to come, we're going to be implementing processes to bring you into the space. So if there's a virtual tour or anything like that available to you, you'll be able to link that virtual tour to your Market Edge presentation. So future things to come, excitement. So commercial real estate is no longer the archaic books with spreadsheets that might be legal size and your client has to bring, roll them out to look at them and figure out what the numbers are. We've got everything here at their fingertips. They've got the comparison of side-by-side comparison here. If they need more lease details about a specific space, they can go there. Again, another interactive map, as well as image gallery. So if you have multiple property pictures or floor plans or anything pertinent to the space, you actually can load up several pictures, and all of that is done through your presentation. So if you have a particular property, property photos for one property, you can actually link, here's the current location, and I can have, a few different pictures. I can have a map, an aerial, or a plan, and then I can upload my other pictures. Some of you have asked questions in the past about uploading pictures with spreadsheets. We all know how cumbersome and archaic that can be because they never come over into, you upload them into the spreadsheet and they never come out of the spreadsheet the way you want them to look. They get moved around and they're smaller or bigger or hiding numbers. It's just cumbersome. Our program, it does everything for you. So it resizes the pictures. It puts them in a very professional looking format. You don't have to worry about resizing the picture, but you do need to make sure that it's no more than a megabyte. So if you have something more than a megabyte, it's not going to work. If you're couple of other questions that have come up. If you have a PDF attachment that you'd like to upload into the presentation, you're more than welcome to do that. If any of those pages are going to be larger than 8.5 by 11, they will not upload. It's just a common problem with uploading PDFs, and it's not something that we can fix right away, but we are aware of that as a problem. It's highly unlikely you'll have anything like that, but occasionally there are those details, and so I just tell people to attach it to their email instead of attaching it to the presentation. Just attach it to your email, and they will have to open up 2 PDFs versus just opening up a presentation. So so let's see, what else do we have? Oh, the other items that we have that are new under subscription, under your personal information, okay, here's me. Under personal information now we have LinkedIn, Facebook, website, and Twitter. So this is actually my Twitter at Ask Cinnamon, so if you'd like to tweet me, feel free. But we do have one for REI Wise, it's at REI Wise. So we've got plenty of coverage for you. So these are things that will show up on your Market Edge presentation. So here's my information, and I will cancel this for now, but when I go back to my Market Edge and I view that Market Edge, at the bottom of my Market Edge where my detail is, there are my links. So, and these are hot links, and so it will take you directly to your LinkedIn or your Twitter, and here's myself. So if you haven't LinkedIn with me, please do. So this has my information, it has my contact information, et cetera, et cetera. So, you can include that in your presentations now, which is fantastic. So it looks like a true website. So it looks like this is a way that we can really get a hold of our broker or what have you. So, so that's a cool, slick feature, and those will work on your iPads, smart tablets, and what have you. Now, creating presentations, once you've put in all of your data, okay, so we have all of our data, and you make sure that all of the product that you want to show is going to be live and active, and I think I might have Louisiana off, or sublease option is off. So now I'm going to have my 5 presentations. I can always double check by clicking on my summary page and making sure that all 5 of the properties that I want to see are up there. When I go to my presentation, I can start selecting what it is that I want to show. I have some personal preferences. I like to show page numbering off. I like to have my section of pages, so it just looks and flows very nicely and professionally. If I have a partner on my deal, so if Rodney and Stephen in the audience are partners, and Rodney's putting together the presentation, Rodney can actually click his alternative contact, and he can actually fill in as a new person, Stephen, and he can have all of his information and include him on this. If he doesn't want to include him, no big deal. So it's easy, easy, easy. Brochure and cover pages. A lot of folks want to jazz up their presentations with their clients' logos and so on and so forth. And finding your client's logo can be a little bit cumbersome sometimes because some of them are hyperlinks instead of actual JPEG photos or what have you. So if you'd like to find a logo, I usually use Google just by opening up a second tab, research the company by Google Images. I find the logo, I download it to my hard drive, and then when I go in here, if I've already uploaded my client information, I can select any of the clients that I have here. Okay, so if I were representing Walmart, I can click OK, and he's going to show up on my report with the Walmart logo. Same thing for property photos and maps. Yesterday, a lot of people use LoopNet, CoStar, and Xceligent for their listings, services, and so forth. You can actually pull photos from those sites, and you can also just Google search them. So yesterday we happened to find need a rendering for somebody who was putting together a presentation for a flyer, and they couldn't find, for the life of them, could not find the rendering that had been emailed to them. So just pulled it up by address through Google search and went to images and saw that LoopNet had a copy of the photo of the rendering. So I just right-clicked and copied it and just put it into the presentation for the flyer. So flyer services you do have as well, and I'll show you that as well. And again, any of this, because it's cloud-based, will work on a Mac, will work on Apple, iPhones, iPads, other smart tablets, and so forth. So, so creating your presentation, once you've uploaded all the information that you want, select your individual reports and your comparison reports and your charts. Once you've got all that, you can do a preview and save, and it's going to create that PDF format for you, which you can actually just go ahead and save here to your hard drive. So a lot of folks want to know, well, how do I, you're cloud-based, but how do I save my stuff? Well, your product is already saved. Your analysis or your presentation is already saved on our servers. But if you want to save a hard copy, a PDF to your own hard drive, you can just create the PDF through preview and save, and then just go up here and save it wherever you want. Just rename it. Okay, so we have lots of different things here. I've obviously got my logo, Walmart presentation logo, and my information that I have. My picture's been formatted. This is beautiful. There's my cash flow. I know this is a little small. Let me bump it up a little. And moving on, we have our comparisons. Okay, so there's our side-by-side comparisons, and it looks very slick, very clean. Everything is very professional. Our charts look fantastic, very colorful, don't you think? And we've got a biography, if I was including this as a presentation for a prospect, explaining some of the services that I have, and et cetera, et cetera. So if I wanted to include any additional PDFs, they would be, attached here at the back end of this. So this is fantastic. So I can save it and send it to my client so they can view it on whatever, because it's just an Adobe PDF. And or I have some other options. I can email the link directly from our server, so you don't have to log into your network in order to get your email account. And it's automatically attached. And the way it comes is that PDF format. You can put a quick message and you can copy yourself. So you have access that way. You also have the e-publication. The e-publication, many of you get confused, and so do I sometimes, but it is this link. This link is your e-publication. So once you send this link once to your client, all you have to tell them is just save that link for future use. Because if you make changes to the presentation that you're providing them for the first time, they can go back to that link and see the different changes that you've made. So, so the link for the e-publication opens up like a magazine. It still has all of the table of contents or bookmarks over here. and it's got, you know, saving capabilities here. They can save it as a PDF. They can actually even email it to somebody else in the office. So even though John Smith is the CEO and I'm dealing directly with John, I might need to send it to Betty White, who is the COO of the company. So, you know, Betty needs to see it. I'm John. I can just email it to her. Okay, so very simple. It opens like a magazine. Again, it looks very professional. It has all the detail that you've included. If I want to just jump to something, I can. Here's my comparisons. I can also just flip it on the page if I want to. So it's very easy to view. If I want to click on the page and bring it up closer, I've got terrible eyes, so you can see it. It looks really clean and crisp and nice. Same thing with the charts. Okay. And now if the cash flow, because somebody's asked this question in the past, if the cash flow report is, you know, a landscape view, it will automatically pop up as a landscape view. It's going to pop up here as 8.5 by 11 portrait, but it will show up as a landscape view. So you can see all of these different costs. For those of you that are joining us in the audience today who really don't have the full kit and caboodle of understanding of what REI-Wise can do for you, yesterday this question came up: why do I have this first column of costs? And it baffled me. They didn't know, but I apologize for that, because it's really a slick thing. It's an initial cost column. So it's any of those costs that are going to come up before they actually start paying rent. So things like furniture and voice and data and security deposits and moving expenses, and, you know, maybe they have to buy out of another lease and they don't want that to affect the rent number. So instead of having to back out of the cost of the first year rent numbers, you actually have those costs in front of you before the lease gets started. So that's what that column is, that first column. So I think it's a fantastic feature, because I don't like having to back out costs. I like a program that does it all for me. So so that's a very cool, slick feature. At the end of this, your client can actually email you, contact you directly, do not have to log into their email accounts. They just have to put in their name, their email address, and any message to you. And you being the primary first contact on this account, you will get that email. So it's a fantastic way, a fantastic feature. Again, new technology coming towards touring and presenting offers, etc. For those of you that do landlord representation, the presentations can be viewed, you know, as if it was you're presenting it to a landlord. Here's our current, you know, first listing. This is what we went to market at. This is our first offer. This is our counter. This is their counter. So you can actually show side-by-side comparisons. I'm going to just take a quick second here to see if we have any questions. Nope. Well, let's see. I see one question. Oh, changing the order of the way the pages are shown in the presentation. You can do that. We are discussing that now. It's a great question, Stephen. What he's asking is, can we change the location of these pages? You can do it. You just have to save it as a PDF on your machine and change it on your machine. Unfortunately, our program doesn't allow you to do that just yet. You can on the investment side, and it's features that are coming on the lease side. So in the future, you will be able to do it. Yes, for now, you'll have to save 2 copies, take 1 copy, copy what you want, and export and import and export it into the format that you want it to be in. But yes, you can do that. And if you have questions and suggestions about changes for the lease platform or even the investment platform, I am all ears. We are going, in 2 weeks, we are sitting down with the development team. We are going to be hammering out a bunch of suggestions and comments and features and benefits that we feel are important, both Brendan and myself, because we are the ones that are generally talking to brokers, yourselves, the users, and we both have real estate backgrounds, so we hear you and we know what you're talking about. So please, please, if there are things that you think are a benefit, let me know. I'm always looking for ideas, new ideas to help change the platforms. So You can email it, save it as a PDF. You can email it as an e-publication. You can actually provide the link under the Market Edge, which is this hyperlink here, and view it while you're touring on your iPads. I've had brokers that, again, use their cell phones as a hotspot. They have 5 people out on tour with them. They have 5 different iPads or smart tablets with them. They all log in, through his hotspot, and then they can actually view the locations, the space, what have you. So it's a fantastic way of touring. Saves you a lot of time, energy, and money because you don't have to spend it on the costs for gas, and you've got more time in the office to prospect for new business, etc. And the same can be said for prospecting. When you send out your information to your clients, let them know that all my presentations are viewable on a smart tablet. So they know that they don't have to be in the office. Or they don't have to send it to their home email address. They don't have to be, at a desk. They could be in their cozy jammies and, snuggies on the couch with hot cocoa, watching a tour that you've put together. So, make it as cozy and comfortable for them as possible. So I'm going to look to see if there's any other questions. And okay, so Dewey, your question about the copy property pictures from CoStar, that's your relationship with CoStar. Technically, if you own the picture, you would have it on your hard drive and you would utilize it. But you have an account with CoStar, you go in, you download a picture, you can use it for presentations. We don't own that picture. Your relationship is with CoStar, LoopNet, or Xceligent. And that's how you can actually download it. Again, I personally just Google, I use Google for images or Yahoo for images, and I just put the property address in, and you'd be quite surprised at how many pictures there are for property. It could be the developer put it on there, the architect put it on there, what have you. So there's tons of ways of getting the pictures downloaded to your machine for whatever prospects and tours that you're putting in. So, Jared, your question, nice to hear all of the devices. However, what is the tour? The tour could be whatever you want. The tour could be a tenant representation tour. So if you're taking a tenant out into the market and you're touring facilities of a neighborhood that they said they wanted to be in, this tour that we're going to look at here could be exactly that. Or it could be a landlord marketing tour. Okay, so you've got a listing, and once my data pops up, let's say that here's the current location that I have here, and I've put together 4 other properties for my landlord to see that are competitive to his listing. But 2 of them might be very close, and 1 of them might be across town, as we can see here on the mapping. So it's whatever you want to use it for. You just have to get creative with what is it that you're using it for and how you label it. So tenant tours, landlord tours, helped somebody the other day put together a package on a listing that they had. So they had their listing up front. And then they had their first offer, so they received an offer, so the broker put together the information of that offer so he could compare it to what they were asking. And then he put together, here's what I think we should counter back at. So he had the third property here as their first counter. And then that allowed for extra 2 spaces to go again, get another counter back from the tenant and, put out a final, and, here's our final and best offer. So it gives that flexibility of whatever you want it to be. So if you're going after a prospect, say a medical device building or a dental building, or you represent a doctor or whatever, lawyers, it's endless. You can put together that here's what you want, you're currently located at, and here's 4 other properties that recently sold. So what is it that we're really looking for? So when you're prospecting for them, you have a better, concise idea. So looking to see if there's any more questions. Let's see. Looks like a couple people have missed my contact information. Let me give that to you again here. My name is Cinnamon. C-I-N-N-A-M-O-N. I'm a seasonal creature here. Last name is Trimmer, T-R-I-M-M-E-R. My email address is ctrimmer@reiwise.com. My phone number is area code 720-851-6941. I will also give you my cell phone, which is area code 720-431-6937. Please feel free to give me a call if you'd like to talk more about, putting together a presentation, how to use it for prospecting, or you want to talk about website design. If you need a website for your business and you want to be able to include things like this, on your website, and or if we have, let me just open one that I did yesterday, the listing service for, let's see, here we go, putting together a flyer. Here's a flyer that I helped somebody put together yesterday, and it's available to you. This is all part of your service. So here's a sublease in Woodlands, Texas. That's coming up, and here's that rendering that I pulled from CoStar or LoopNet. I can't remember which one now, but here's some detail that we put into the transaction, and obviously this is just a sample because it's my accountant. I'm not a listing broker. So, but very, very simple to put a one-page report together or a flyer. You can actually link this flyer. You can save it, link it to your websites. When we have that listing service now coming available for the lease side. So there's lots of things that are moving and shaking on the lease side, investment side as well. So we're always looking for changes, and we have the Market Edge coming available on the investment side. So that'll be very, very cool for those of you that are investment services guys and gals. We still have the client setup, and we haven't changed much on that as far as importing their logos and so forth. But if there's something more that you really need, just let us know, and we'll bring it to the table so that we can chit-chat and talk about that. And yes, this webinar is absolutely recorded. I didn't forget this time. I forgot last time, darn it. But yes, it is recorded, and it will be available later today. So if you log into our website, you can grab it or shoot me an email. So Steve, I don't have your email. I see you asking the question. But if you want to shoot me an email, I will be happy to email it to you later today, and you can view it at your leisure. So if there's not going to be any more questions, which I'm looking to see if there are, please put your question in now, then that's going to conclude our service for today. And I do hope that you all get excited. Oh, there's your email address, Stephen. Thank you. I hope you are all very excited about 2013 and the changes that are coming and the services that are going to be available to you. Things are moving and shaking in the commercial real estate market, which is exciting. I've been in this industry almost 20 years now, 10 years as an active agent with a very high profile group in California, and loved every minute of it. I love what I do now, so I'm here to help you. So if you have any questions or you need some advice or you just need a little help with how to put some cost value or what have you spin on your business, please reach out. I'm always happy to help, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. So there are no more questions. I'm going to conclude this for today. I appreciate every single one of you coming to the session today. It's nice to see some familiar names in the crowd, and again, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Everyone have a fantastic day. Happy holidays to you, and get successful. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.